Catalina player. I've been broke as a joke, I've been a money maker. I've been a record breaker, taking credit as an educator. I've been known to spit the flows and make it shaky, shaky thing. Poppin', lockin', stoppin', let it hang. Watch us as we drop this hip hop, it's like it stings. We make the whole room drop and everybody sing. We want the funk. We gotta have that funk. We kick it old school. We think we're so cool. We take it back to.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Sports Buzz, a Fan-atical View. I am your host, Scott D. Lewis, here live in studio, Comcast Cable, Channel 23, downtown Denver, Connecticut, on this August 29th. Almost out of another month.
Yeah, the month's almost gone. We'll be going this.
School buses were zipping through town the last day or so. Everybody back to school. You know what back to school means? As I say kind of hello to our right-hand man.
Peace and quiet for the parents.
Well, besides that, it means our boy Tyler's back.
Yeah.
Tyler is back and running audio. Fresh off some summer adventures, sounds like, out in Colorado, Vegas, Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
I've been to all those places. Good times. So we are happy to have Tyler back in the audio chair. And, of course, DJ Malo, El Diablo, Darkness, directing the show. And my right-hand man in his proper seat, Mr. Bob Broad Jr. How you doing there, Bob?
I'm doing well.
So, peace and quiet at the house, then?
Yeah, for a few hours.
Half days to start?
No, full days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't do those half days no more like we went to school.
So they get them out and running with the full day up and going, and then the long weekend for Labor Day, and then it's full bore ahead. For all the kids in school. So, well, summer's still kicking around though.
Oh yeah.
Got a few more weeks officially of it.
Unfortunately, now we start losing those minutes at night, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it'll be getting dark at 7 o'clock before we know it'll be.
Well, that's true. But I mean, they did push back. It doesn't. They don't turn the clocks back as early as they used to.
I'm glad of that.
So we still have almost all the way up until Halloween.
Yeah.
I think is when they do that now. So it'll still stay a little bit light out. Beautiful day today. Gorgeous out. Might get a few more nice days. The holiday doesn't look that great as of right now. It could be Monday could be total rain out.
Yeah, Monday looks like a 50% chance of rain for.
Speaking of which, Danbury War Memorial this weekend, Sunday, September 1st, the Car, Truck, and Motorcycle Show, Food Truck Corral, Color Guard, opening ceremonies, the whole bit. The rain date is Monday. I think Sunday will be the day it goes off, because hopefully this rain holds off long enough for it to happen.
Yeah, because I know it said rain in the afternoon, so we'll see how
Starts
it goes.
at 10 a.m. Show hours, 12 noon to 4 p.m. Judging starts at 1. Trophy awards at 3. Donation $20 per vehicle. So if you have a vehicle in there, you pay to be in?
Yeah.
And that's how that works?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Speaking of shows, there's a couple more days left of a show that I'm in with my photography over at Art and Frame, formerly of Danbury, now of Newtown.
How's it been going?
Good show, really nice show.
Any prospects?
I don't know. I'll go next week to pick up my stuff and find out if it's sold or not. I doubt it. I didn't get a phone call, so I think it did not sell. But they gave me a prime location in the show, so I was real happy about that. My first time showing in their new gallery space. I had been in multiple shows over in their location in Danbury, but they got this great new location in Newtown.
Where's the Newtown?
It's the old ambulance house on Main Street just before you head into downtown there, before the flagpole.
Okay.
You know, there's that building that was on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Who used to be
across from where the general store is?
No, before you get to the general store. So up 25 a little bit, heading back towards Bethel.
Yeah.
As you're coming like.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. It's before when you come around the curb. Yeah.
Yep. That building used to be.
The ambulance place. Yeah.
Right, and they converted it. They did a great job. John O'Sullivan, a Bethel guy. He is the one who is the proprietor there. Him and his dad did all the remodeling. They turned those big bay doors for the ambulances to come in into big bay windows.
Oh, cool.
So it's great looking from the outside. They did a really nice job. So I was happy to be in that gallery for the first time, and it looked good. So a couple more days if you're out and about in Newtown, stop in there. A lot of other nice work. It's a big group show. So check that out. It's up through Sunday is the last day. All right. Anything else? We got our opening going. We're good?
Yeah.
You want to get to your Mets, Bob?
Yeah. We started out last week when we left. We were
What
doing
a difference
well.
a week makes, huh?
I know.
They were on the verge, and they did complete the sweep of the Indians when we were here last week.
Yeah.
They had pulled, pretty close to, contention there. And then the Braves come to town, and the game that really hurts is that 14-inning game against the Braves Saturday. I think that was DeGrom pitches a gem, hits a home run, the only run they score in the game, and they lose 2-1, which was the second game of that series. They're not going to win every game, so you lose that first game hurts. But if you come back with DeGrom on Saturday and win, you're fine. You're still feeling good about yourself.
A month to go.
But they lose that game, and then the Braves finish off the sweep on Sunday, 9-5. I think the final was in that Sunday game. And then here come the Cubs, who had been swept by the Nats.
Right.
And they beat you 5-2 in the game one, and you're hoping that Syndergaard's going to stop the bleeding here. And how about that, Bob? It was the first 4-game losing streak for the Mets all year. It's now 5 games after Syndergaard gives up 6 in the first. In a game, you end up losing 10-7.
Oh, yeah. So
the Bats, rallied, but there was too big of a hole, giving up 6 in the first inning of that game to the Cubs. So now it stands at 5 losses, but that was pretty amazing that for a team that at one point was 11 games under 500, had not lost 4 in a row all year until now at the worst time. So they now fall to 67-65. DeGrom goes tonight, and they better get the win tonight. You can't, this might have been damage done already.
Oh no, we gotta past the Phillies and up to past.
Well, the
Washington.
teams now. Here you go. The Nationals, who swept the Cubs this past weekend, 8-2 in their last 10, 74-58. So now you're 7 in the loss column behind them. The Phillies are at 69-63. They haven't been playing great, 5-5 in their last 10. But you're 2 behind the Phillies. You play the Phillies this weekend.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get.
And then you play
revenge.
the Nationals next weekend or next week. But in front of the Phillies are the Cubs, who just knocked you off 2 straight, 71-61. They're 7-3 despite being swept by the Nats. 7-3. So you're 4 behind the Cubs. And that is the second wild card right now, because the Cardinals are ahead of them at 73-59. Cardinals 8-2 in their last 10. So Cardinals now 2 games up on the Cubs, and the Brewers behind them. Even with you in the loss column, half a game ahead of you with 68-65. And the Diamondbacks, worth mentioning because they have moved ahead above 500, 67-66. Winners of 3 straight, 6-4, so they're trying to linger as well. So still a bunch of teams in the mix, but it's the Cubs at 71-61. You could pull 3 out of the loss column. Behind them if you win tonight, and 3's not insurmountable with a full month to go. But you got to get this win tonight. Did you see this coming after running so hot and sweeping the Indians last week?
I know, it was, we didn't, hey, we're the Mets. Either we do real well or we do.
Or you do not so well. You can't make it easy, especially not easy on the fans. But what really hurts is these games were at home. You start that homestand. Oh, you got phone calls? So Strange Man probably checking in, maybe. We'll see. Hello, this is Sports Buzz. You are live and on the air.
Glad I could make it, Scotty. How are you?
Pretty good. Strange Man checking in.
What's up, Strange Man?
Hey, what's going on there, Godzilla? Did you grow any since I saw you last?
No.
Still 7-1 and holding.
Okay. What are you talking about?
Talking about the Mets.
And last week they were finishing off the sweep of the Indians, feeling great about themselves, starting that homestand, and now losers of 5 straight, falling fast.
I
They
heard
got to
about
right
that.
they got to right the ship and right it quick. We were about to get to the Yankees and the Red Sox, but we haven't got there yet.
Maybe their manager should throw around a chair again to get them riled up.
Oh,
maybe.
right. Keep up.
Can I talk about the Boston Red Sox?
Sure, go
Sure.
right ahead.
All right, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Hey, listen, the next game, if they hit a home run, you realize it'll be 19 games straight that they've homered in?
Oh, no, I did not realize that. A lot of home run records continue to fall. San Diego has set their record for most home runs in the season. They did it against the Red Sox on Sunday. 4 or 5 other teams have already set records for most home runs in a season. So the home run totals are not a surprise. They're kind of, it's typical at this point.
Yeah, well, listen, hey, this year, before I announced the totals on the Jimmy Fund, you know the makeup game, that 12-minute game?
Yeah.
They donate all the proceeds to $5 seats for adults to the Jimmy Fund. You know that?
Oh, I didn't know that. So the makeup game against Kansas City took 12 minutes. Red Sox did win it.
The shortest game in baseball history.
Yeah, 16,000 people showed up for that early afternoon, quick little matinee.
Right, a lot of kids and all the.
They were probably rooting for extra innings to continue, but Brockstar got it done quick.
Yeah, and all the the food that was heavily discounted.
Yep.
So, all right. So listen, what I got was about. We need a drum roll for this one.
Well,
So it was officially supposed to be 8:20, 8:21, but the continued game, they didn't really have to play. I know that the KC manager said that. It was kind of true, but it's good that they played it.
Yeah, but you got to play. I've always been in favor. I've always hated it when they said, no, we don't need to play that game. The Yankees usually get that break.
Yeah.
Where they don't have to play a game, but you never know what could happen. Somebody could get hurt. It could, who knows? Put some pressure on.
So it was, the totals are going to be about 3.4 to 3.6 million dollars to the Jimmy Fund. How about that?
Nice job by the Red Sox, year in, year out, partnering with the Jimmy Fund, and they get it done.
Yeah, plus my $94.
So you donated your neighbor, who was a fan of our show, 94 years old. She passed away recently, so Strange Man made a $94 donation to the Jimmy Fund.
Yeah, it was sad. Like 7 days prior to her 95th birthday, and she was a great woman. She loved the show. She loved the Red Sox, and it was really sad. It's really sad.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Well, anyway, I do want to. Let's see. My other notes were. On Tuesday, that the Red Sox played the Rockies. Rico Garcia started, and people in Hartford knew him because he pitched for the Double-A team in Hartford. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Bob knew that. I did not know that.
He was originally from Hawaii, and he didn't do well though because he had struggles with his command. But that's interesting. He went from Hartford to, I think it was New Mexico, and then he got called up to Colorado. So he's someone to look out for. And then when you think about this, do you realize that the Red Sox would have swept in San Diego?
They could have.
Close. But they had a pitcher called Joey Lucchesi, Italian descent, and he had a secret pitch.
He kept him off guard all day.
It was a mixture between a change, a curve, and a palm ball. I used to throw the palm ball when I was playing.
All right.
So,
Worst thing is we couldn't tell who was who.
Machado had that home run. The Red Sox couldn't really do anything else.
Crazy white uniforms.
So they lost 3-1.
3 runs in the first inning San Diego gets, and the Red Sox can't make it up. The bullpen does great the rest of the way, and still, they only get 1 run in that game.
Yeah, I'll talk about that at the end. Last night they won 7-4. Erod got it, got the win.
Yep.
Workman got the save.
Save,
You
yep.
realize that Erod's the lowest paid pitcher on staff, and he has the most wins for the Red Sox?
Right. Yeah, no, that is true. The other guys, Sale shut down. Price is supposed to pitch this Sunday.
With that win in Colorado, did they sweep that series?
Yes, mini-series. How about the schedule? They play in San Diego, then go to Colorado, and then go back to California to play Anaheim this weekend.
Yeah.
That's a
Now
crazy.
look, there are 72 wins now. And I will say this, before I let you go, you can get on with the show. That really boggles my mind. Why didn't they just...
Their schedule's been a joke all season long. It started in the first
go to,
11 days of the
Colorado and
season.
back east.
What's that? I missed that last part.
I mean, why didn't they just
Play
rearrange the schedule? so
play
they
San
Anaheim
Diego and then
Colorado
Anaheim
back
and then go to Colorado.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the
back
Colorado
east.
series is only a 2-game series. You
Yeah.
fly to Colorado for 2 and then back to California. I mean, it makes
Yeah.
no sense. It started on the first 11 games of the season. 11 games in 11 days to start the season is unheard of. That there was no days off for 1 in the opening week of the year. For 2, all 11 games out west. That was a joke to start the year. They've been burned by the schedule throughout the season.
Oh yeah. The whole
Well,
thing's
I don't really think a lot of this commissioner, and then you got Joe Torre in there. Who knows? Joe Torre obviously doesn't like the Red Sox, obviously. But let me say this: whatever happens, before I let you go, to me, baseball has always been a game about the third month. Because catchers and pitchers in February, but everybody reports in third month, and then you got the halfway point at the All-Star game. But then you got the ninth month, so it's third and the ninth. And I think whoever can come through in the third and the ninth month, does pretty good.
Interesting.
And we'll see what happens. But look,
They still got a full month.
We talked before. The Red Sox literally blew about 23 games. So
Yep.
they should have 23 more wins because of their bullpen blowing up. Do you agree?
Well, I heard the announcers the other day discrediting that stat a little bit because it's not like all 23 were blown in the ninth inning like a traditional save. They were saying that there needs to be a lot of blame put on the starters because a lot of the blown saves are happening in like the 6th or 7th inning because they're down early, but I still say the bullpen has been the biggest factor. But the starters routinely give up runs in the first inning, put the team behind. So it's been a combination of poor start and poor finish. But not having a closer,
Right.
I mean, that's all you need to say. They don't have a closer. Well, what do they expect?
Right.
And they've blown 24, I think, at this point, saves officially on the year.
I think, Scotty, whatever happens, I think they're going to have to redo the pitching. Whatever.
Oakland remains
Whoever
20
comes first-
above 500. The Red Sox remain only 10. So it's still, they're still way out.
Yeah, we'll see. If they do, I want to be positive.
And Oakland was
I really-
winning today, as a
but
matter of
if they
fact.
don't make the playoffs, I think Cora will be fighting for his job. I think the GM will be fighting for his job. Anyway,
No, they're not going to have to fight. Well, I did see talk about the GM having to fight for his job, which is ridiculous, but the manager will be fine.
Okay, we're going to have another drum roll.
Oh.
I play famous for my mini golf, and today I got my 48th win in a row.
Wow. Now that's got to be a record.
Listen, I'm batting 559%.
All right.
And I'm coming up on, listen to this, 129 million, and I've played 1 year.
All right. Now the show has officially come off the rails.
All right, Scotty,
So I guess
listen,
you're not on the ledge no more, right?
Have a good Labor Day, and Strange Man over and out, God willing, for now.
All right. Thanks, Strange Man. Take care. Happy Labor Day. Strange Man, mini putt-putt.
Yeah.
Okay. Did not know.
I was reading the article last week about Barnes, and he says, where he wished he was playing in the lineup, it's just
Was he saying that he wished that he'd been named as closer?
yes,
Well, I think that's where the manager screwed up to start the year.
yeah,
He did not name Barnes the closer.
Right.
He said we're going to be a closer by committee. He mostly went with Brazier and a little bit of Barnes. I think it blew Barnes' confidence, and it just got all the players out of whack. Nobody had a role determined for them, so nobody knew what they were supposed to be expected to have of them happen, and it also blew some guys' confidence. They've settled on Workman in the last month and a half or so, and he's actually done pretty well. But Barnes, I could see why he probably thought he was going to be the closer.
Yeah.
They didn't re-sign Kimbrel, and they didn't go get another guy. And Barnes was kind of the next guy up.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
instead they kind of leaned more on Brazier, and that turned into a disaster as Brazier ended up having to be sent to AAA for most of the season. He's finally back now.
Right.
And Barnes has toiled away and not done great, and I think a lot of it had to do with his confidence.
Well, you know what happens on...
He also had a baby this year.
Yeah,
so.
I know. You know what happens on the second, don't you?
What's call-ups?
Call-ups will go to
Expanded
40-man
rosters?
rosters.
Right.
So we'll see who comes up for the month of September.
Right. So the Red Sox stand at 72 and 62. Tampa Bay has lost 4 in a row, so they are only 4 behind Tampa. But the problem is Oakland has not lost, and they're 76 and 56. So we're still 6 behind them in the loss. And I think Oakland was winning 8-5 in the 8th inning against Kansas City today. Tampa was also beating Houston in the 4th, so that was early. I'm not sure what the final is on that. The Indians, who have struggled at 78 and 55, they were beating Detroit in the 9th 2-0. Twins at 81 and 51, so they're holding off Cleveland pretty well. They were winning 8-0 today in the 5th. How about this? We were talking about the home run numbers.
Yep, I got it.
So Killebrew, right?
Yes.
Is the most famous Twin, biggest slugger probably all time for Minnesota history. His slugging percentage all time was, I think, .508.
Right.
The Twins as a team this year slugging .504.
Wow.
So basically the entire team is Harmon Killebrew.
Yeah.
You tell me something's not going on with the baseball?
Oh, yeah. That baseball's juiced.
Yankees, and we talked about the Players Weekend and the uniforms. This was the biggest crime of them all.
Oh.
Playing at Dodger Stadium this weekend, the two of the most iconic uniforms in all of baseball. You know, I'm not a Yankee fan, but I will say, you know, obviously one of the most iconic uniforms. You want to see that Yankee uniform against the Dodger blue.
Yeah.
And
everybody's in white.
They got this white versus black thing with the uniforms. All the teams around the league wore these uniforms.
But the
completely ridiculous.
There's no logos. All the logos were taken off.
Well, you can see some of the logos depended on the team. The Yankee logo does stand out on theirs, but some of the teams on the white hats, you couldn't see anything. Right. So your Mets were at home wearing the white hat. You couldn't see it.
Tell nothing. You know,
and you couldn't really see the writing on the white uniforms.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
I mean, at least they could have done, could have had a black outline.
And
at
spare
least.
me all these nicknames. The only nickname I liked was Mookie.
Yeah.
Mookie goes up there and he's Mookie.
Right.
For the Red Sox. Loved it. So Red Sox still got trouble, but there is one more month left in the season. And Houston has caught the Yankees in the loss column, 87-47, compared to the Yankees' 88-47. Although, as I mentioned, Houston was losing today. But that race for home field has tightened up, as the Astros were 9-1 in their last 10, winning 6 straight. Only a few minutes left. U.S. Open, Coco Beware goes tonight. She's trying to set up a matchup with the defending champion, Osaka, who won this afternoon. Sloane Stevenson, the defending champion from 2 years ago, went out in the first round. Venus went out in the second round. Serena, no surprise, beat Sharapova for the 18th straight time?
Yeah.
And that match took place in the first round. A little surprising they set that up. G-Men versus Pats tonight. Both those teams 3-0 so far in preseason. That's got to give. Somebody will come away with a loss.
Yeah.
Patriots defense has played well in the preseason.
See if we have a revenge.
As they have built off that great defensive performance in the Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens there. Jets are home tonight against the Eagles. It starts for real next week.
Oh, yeah.
100th anniversary, so the Patriots defending champions don't have to play on Thursday. They will play on Sunday night instead. at home against the Steelers. Packers at Bears. Soldier Field gets the 100th anniversary tip-off the season game. And there we see Cam Newton got hurt. How about Andrew Luck retiring suddenly after their game this weekend? That was a shocker. Packers at Bears opens it next week. So we'll do a little preview NFL next week. Will be our preview show. Bills at Jets, 1 o'clock on Sunday. Giants at Cowboys, 4:30 Sunday. You got to like that 4:30 time slot to start the season, though. I kind of wish my Patriots were playing an afternoon game instead of Sunday night. College football, there was a game this past weekend. Wagner at UConn. No real big matchups that no MLS. We just saw there. Atlanta United FC has brought home their third cup in the last 9 months. We know they're the defending MLS Cup champions. They won that Campeones Cup the other week, and they just won the U.S. Open Cup against Minnesota United 2-1. NYCFC had a nice big win against the Red Bulls 2-1 the other night, Saturday, and the Revolution had a great win also against the Chicago Fire. Red Bulls are at Colorado against the Rapids this weekend, and New England has a huge match against Toronto FC this weekend. NYCFC is out in Vancouver. The standings, Revolution are still holding on to that 6th spot at 38 points. Toronto right behind them at 37 points, tied with Montreal. So that's why that game this weekend is huge. New England up in Toronto. DC United's at 39, Red Bulls 41, NYCFC 47, Atlanta and Philly tied atop the division at 48. Other teams still lurking. Orlando and Chicago right behind. All right, we are out of time. Happy Labor Day to everybody. We'll be back next week talking football as we get ready for the season. Patriots, they're the defending champs. Yeah. That's kind of cool, right, Bob?
Yeah.
We like that.
Let's see what they start the season out with.
All right. See you next week. Happy Labor Day.